Hashtag Verse TV week 162. Jesse Smollett, because our next topic is, and it is coming from at BBoy Blues, the film. And because that film came out last week, we will talk about it now because it just came out. It's brand new. And we will start off with.
Sorry. You ever delivered here before?
A few times.
I've never seen you before. That's why I asked.
Guess I get seen when I'm supposed to get seen. I'm Raheem.
I'm Mitchell. Nice to meet you.
So, what's going down?
Something called love. Something called love.
I ain't never felt like this before.
Me neither.
Son, this is your mother calling. I've called several times and I haven't heard back from you. Please call me back. I love you.
And I still love you. I cannot replace you. I can never tame you. Hold you down, but can't hold you back.
You dropped him off over here like a bag of dirty laundry and forgot to pick him up.
He was coming here to see you.
What the hell are you talking about? He came to see us.
Didn't matter who took him.
It mattered to him.
Every one of your lies. And I don't have the patience.
I can't be in love.
Why not?
Because I've been in love before. It's never felt like this.
Oh, that wasn't love. I saw it. You had that glow. It was all up in your eyes. But love don't always come when you want it. But nephew, when it comes, you better name it and claim it.
All right, and that was the trailer for BBoy Blues, which is now streaming on BET Plus. And while we were in that, Justin Green, our friend Justin Green Music, came in and we waved at him. So hey, Justin Green Music on Instagram, and we will. Okay. And all right. So let me put my 3 minutes. One of my really good friends loves him some Jussie Smollett. So I had to say that first. I too love Jussie Smollett. Like I think he did such an amazing job with directing this film. And one thing that I learned, I used to not really know what directing entails. I know a friend of mine was like, Aaron, could you direct this for me? And I was like, I'd love to. I didn't know a thing about it, but I was like, I'll learn. But one thing that I learned in watching his directing of this is that when people have physical interaction scenes in movies, he had gorgeous chocolate physical interaction scenes in the film, but he made it a point that there was dialogue going on top of it. So like you saw the physical interaction going on, it was like drooling and everything, but they were still advancing the plot with the dialogue. And it was more than just hearing the moans and groans of sex that people do. And it's a thing. But Jussie Smollett, hats off to you for making that decision to do it that way. And also I love how Jussie Smollett is like coming back in the face of adversity, and it's almost like there was such an effort to pan him and this movie that I'm like, yes, you're overcoming and you're winning, because it kind of reminded me, no shade at all, because I actually love the movie and the soundtrack, but what they did with Mariah Carey's Glitter. Like everything was trying to bring that thing down, like it was the worst thing that ever touched the face of film, you know. But back to Jesse Smollett, he uh, is rising above, and I believe that's wonderful. Um, to church. Oh, the glow. And yes, I do believe that people can have a glow, and it reminds me of the dude that I dated, and he went to one of my church picnics, and the guy that had a CP, cerebral palsy, and he was all smiles, and they were like, "Oh, I know he's so happy to be with you, and I'm happy to be with him." And we broke up later that week. Anyway, that's yeah. I'll say the rest in my 1 minute so I don't go over time. And next we will go to Kevin.
Sorry. Um, yeah. As I said to you before, and definitely the movie, hands down, loved it. Um, and I think that really the movie kind of talks about gay relationship, and in general, I would say that it's any relationship really. It's not always peaches and cream. There's the ups and the downs, and they pretty much tackle everything.
Yeah, again, excellent film, fantastic. And ChrisSEE Marie, 3 minutes
I
on the.
I have to agree with you, Kevin, about that. Like the acceptance that was displayed in the movie was just phenomenal and like on point. And Aaron, Mac, hands down, that soundtrack though, I loved it. I loved the music. It was like so appropriate for every phase that that happened for like it covered so much in an hour and a half, you know, and it was excellently produced. And you are a producer. I'm gonna just tell you that. I'm gonna just sidebar with that. But I'm just I'm just saying, like for this, like I'm not. This isn't even my world, but I see the passion. I see the authenticity, and it's just real. What people should be talking about when they're together. There's some things that people don't talk about that realistically we all deal with, and all of that was covered, like you said, Kevin. But with family, with friends and stuff, when you meet somebody, you don't have any expectations at first, other than you're attracted to this person for some reason or drawn to them for some reason, and you decide to take a leap. And I'm gonna say this: what uh, was said, Toni Morrison quote that was quoted at the toward the end of the movie about you didn't fall in love, you rose in love. Like this is somebody. These two people were different people. One person was street. They didn't make a whole lot of money. They didn't have a vehicle or anything, but they had some drive and ambition about themselves. They had passion. They were artistic and creative, and still beautiful on the outside as well as on the inside, and dealing with their own stuff. And this other person was more responsible. He was a little bit more, you know, business oriented, a little more calculated. Like he just like had certain standards that this person was kind of the opposite of, honestly, other than the way that he looked. But he definitely was uh, very I don't want to say a generic term like well-rounded or anything. He was very he was what he they were what each other needed for a balance, and they were able to communicate effectively. They were able to understand each other. They wanted to, you know. Their interest was so mutual with each other, and their love was so mutual, even though dealing with like differences and stuff. It was just I just loved it. That's my